Hello, and welcome back to Minecraft, where... Sorry, let me just scooch my chair in a little bit. We are going to continue the 100,000 block challenge. It has been a really long time since I did this. I think it's been like maybe 3 weeks. I've had a lot of stuff to do, but I'll explain why I'm having more time to record now. Anyway, let's continue heading up this way. I'll explain why I have more time to record now, and why I'm recording this. As we all know, the lag is going to be a bit of a problem. Now, this is actually a new version, believe it or not. You may have noticed the fog is a bit different. I don't know if I like it or not yet, but I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it. It's been quite a while since I played Minecraft, actually. I've been playing a lot of Grocery Store Simulator, which wouldn't really be great for a YouTube series, as it's very kind of sort of mundane sort of gameplay, but I get addicted to that kind of stuff way too easy. But, anyway. Got my boat. Yeah, it's been a really long time since I played some Minecraft, and I think... I'm not sure when the next series after this of Minecraft is going to be, but it'll certainly be probably a hardcore or a survival series rather than something like this. Just because, you know, this can get kind of boring, which is why I sort of stopped. But, I mean, I was never planning to stop forever. It was more of just like, I'm just going to have a break from this so that I'm not really bored when I do it. And I've recorded some horror games and stuff. Currently trying to beat Baldi's Basics, which I'll do. I'll record the next episode of that today, at some point. And yeah, I don't really know what's wrong with my computer. I mean, it's probably not my computer, it's more my internet. And I think I've mentioned this, but I cleared up a bunch of storage, right? And that's all fine. But for some reason, when I don't think this has anything to do with storage, but when I download something, like a game, it just takes a really long time, and I don't know why. Like, I tried to download, and if you've watched a lot of my videos quite recently, especially ones where I play, like, games that are paid, I usually don't pay for games, because I just don't have a job right now, and I just can't afford to be buying games all the time. So I just get them off of, Steam Rip, which is probably the only real, like, safe, game pirating website that I know. The reason Steam Rip is so safe to me is that for every game, there's only, like, one download. There's only, like, one download link, and everyone that goes to Steam Rip uses that one download link, and it gets approved by, like, a moderation, I think. So, there's no viruses or anything like that. But, yeah, so I was trying to download Gas Station Simulator, because I wanted to try it out. And I'm probably not going to anyway, because it doesn't actually seem like the kind of thing I would love. Because it's a bit different to, it's a bit different to, like, Grocery Store Simulator, where it's sort of like they give you $50 to start with and you're on your own, which I prefer that to what Gas Station Simulator seems to be, which is a bit more, task-orientated. Like, I don't like games that hold your hand through the whole thing and tell you what to do every single step of the way. I really don't like that. Obviously, I don't like the opposite, where games don't tell you anything that you need to do and you don't know what to do at all and then you're stuck. I don't like that, but I also don't like just doing... Oh. Okay. I also just don't like doing, you know, every single thing exactly what it wants me to do, and I can't work on one specific thing, and it just, like, really wants me to just do what it wants me to. Which is why I've never really enjoyed the sort of, the games like I like simulator games a lot, but I've never really liked, for example, like, I don't know what they would be called. I would call them redneck games, honestly. And it's kind of like Junkyard Simulator, which I played a little bit of back when that came out, that I didn't really enjoy because it was so You know, it wasn't like a, here's a junkyard, figure it out yourself, here's some of the basics, but get it running. It was more of like a, do this, okay, now do that, now go here and talk to this guy, and buy something from him, and use that to do this. And it's very, like, I don't really like that, because it's like, I want to figure it out myself. That's where the enjoyment for me comes from, is when I'm like, oh, okay, yes, we had the biggest day yet, or whatever. Which I did just recently have the biggest day yet in Grocery Store Simulator. I had like 5,000 profit. There's a village up there. I don't really need to go check it out. I mean, it's up on like a hill and everything, and it's just a plains village. But yeah, it's that's not my, it's not my cup of tea when it's really trying to tell you everything you needed to do. Like, if Minecraft did that, I probably wouldn't enjoy Minecraft as much. If Minecraft was like, okay, now go build a house. Okay, now go get the nether portal. And, like, for every single thing. Like, it does it a little bit to teach new players how to actually kind of get started, but I really don't enjoy games that just drag it on. Anyway, and I mean, another reason that I was trying to download Gas Station Simulator, one thing about me, is my favorite YouTuber, and streamer is Queso. I just find him really funny, and he's just my favorite. So, I like playing, like, similar games to what he plays, just because I think, well, the games that he plays are just very similar to the kinds of games that I like, which is good. Because it means that I can sort of, you know, like when you watch a YouTuber that plays a specific game, and then you play that at the exact same time, and it just makes it feel more like, it's just more fun, because it's almost like you're playing it with someone. Obviously, you're not really, because it's a video, but it's sort of, you know, it's just fun that way. So that's what I was going to do with Gas Station Simulator, but then I figured, like, and I'll get back to what actually, the reason that I brought this up, but I just figured that I probably wouldn't really like the game that much, because it was so different. Now the reason that I actually brought this up is because I've got this weird thing with my computer where it just takes ages to download stuff now. Like, it'll be like a couple, I mean, I think Gas Station Simulator was like 15 gigs, which, like, that's pretty big. Like, for like just a game, like a simulator game, that's pretty big. But I think that included all the DLCs as well in the Steam rip. But so I started downloading it like one afternoon, but it was only going at like 200 to 300 kilobytes a second, which, if you don't know, it's kind of like, I think it's kilobytes, megabytes, and then gigabytes, and so like it's like 1,000 to 1,000. So 1,000 kilobytes is 1 megabyte, 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte. So basically I was looking at, like, you know, 300 kilobytes a second, which is like, it would have taken like 12 hours is what I'm getting at. It would have genuinely taken like 12 hours. Do I have any coal? I should probably get some coal. It would have genuinely taken like 12 hours. So I ended up having to stop the download, and start it again the next day. And then I downloaded it completely, but it just ended up not working. It just, like, didn't work. It wouldn't open. And I don't know what I did wrong, but yeah, it just wouldn't open. So I figured, you know, I probably wouldn't enjoy this anyway. But there's another game that I'm going to play, which is Laundromat Simulator, which is sort of similar to Gas Station Simulator, and Queso played it, so that's sort of the next business venture I'm gonna go on. But yeah, it's another village up there. It's quite a nice looking village. Anyway, yeah, sorry that I, like, forgot about this series. I just kind of, you know, it's the kind of thing where it's like when I'm into it, it's like I'm really, like, focused on, like, walking to 100,000 blocks or whatever. But when I get distracted and do other stuff, I just forget about it, and it's like, oh, that's right, I was doing that. Damn, look at that cave. But yeah, we'll be doing more Minecraft stuff soon. I just haven't really had many ideas aside from this. I've already got. But yeah, we'll be playing some Baldi's Basics, and there's some other horror games that I'm gonna play. Where's my wool? Ah, oh, crap, I don't have any wool. Damn, okay, that's a bit of an issue. Gotta find some sheep. Gotta find some sheep. There's a creeper over there. We'll be okay. I'm wondering whether I just walk all the way to 100,000 today. Like, just like do a mega episode, like a big one. Or if I just split it up into 2 parts. I mean, I kind of feel like I should just do it in 2 parts because I've done that for the whole series. Here we go. Perfect. Yes. Alright, let me get wool. Alright, that's good. Oh boy. Yeah, so the I think there's been like I don't know if it's been 2 updates since I last played or if it's been just 1. They kind of release them more frequently now. Which I like, to be honest. I like having new content, not having to wait like a whole year. But I think we got Happy Ghasts, and there's like new copper stuff, or like there's either new copper stuff already or it's coming. I think it's coming though. I mean, I have copper with me. I guess I could just test it out. Yeah, we'll smelt it. We'll test it. Anyway, yeah, that's what I've been up to. I applied for a job at Kmart. Kmart's worldwide, right? It's not only in Australia. Yeah. I applied for a job in Kmart. Just making sure people actually know what the hell Kmart is. It's like a grocery store. Well, it's not a grocery store. It's like a retail, like, clothes and toys and shit like that. Yeah, I applied and actually got an interview. Which was really good, because every time I've gotten an interview, I've gotten the job. But I made an absolute blunder. And I don't know exactly how this happened. Okay, it's not out, because there's copper nuggets. That's like a new thing. I made an absolute blunder, and I was so sad when this happened, but I walked in for the interview, and the lady said I actually came an hour too late for the interview. And the second she said that, I was like, ah, GG. Wait, why am I making a boat? What am I doing, man? Yeah, the second she said that, I was just like, ah, GG. There's no way they're gonna hire me now. But she said it was, like, fine. And for a bit, I was kind of like... And I went in with, like, my employment people. And they were like, oh, it should be fine. But then I went, like, the next day. I had the interview, and it was really good. It seemed really well. Like, it was just a one-on-one interview, and it seemed like it went really well. And the way the lady was talking, it sounded like... You know when, like, you do, like, an interview or something, and they talk as if they're, like, 100% gonna hire you? Like, they say stuff like, when you're doing this, or we'll show you this. Like, it makes you really think you're gonna get the job. Anyway. But that wasn't the manager. That was, like, a different person. So, maybe the manager was, like... All they remembered is that I came at the wrong time, and that's enough to just not accept me. Which I assume is what happened, but, Yeah, I just like, they were like, oh, we'll get back to you in, you know, a couple days. Like 4 days go past and I don't hear anything. And I'm like, ooh, it's kind of, you know, they said a couple days. It's been more than a couple. It's been quite a few days. They haven't said anything. And then I get an email saying, like, and I read it, and it's like, from Kmart. And I'm like, ooh, let's go. I read it, and then, like, you know how, like, in your email you can see, like, half a sentence of what it is? And the very last word of the half, because it'll be like, you know, we've reviewed your this. And then the very last word of that half a sentence I saw was unfortunately, and I was just like, fuck. Yeah, so they didn't accept it. They were just like, not. Which I get, I guess. I didn't come at the right time, so that's enough for, you know. And I've heard, like, from people that actually, like, read resumes and decide whether the person's going to get an interview or not. Like, people that I know that do that have literally said, like, if there's one grammatical error, like, they'll just not accept it. That's enough to just be like, nah, not happening. Which is crazy. I mean, like, it's fair enough, I guess, but, like, if you've got, like, 100... I don't need that. If you've got, like, 100 resumes and you're trying to find the absolute best and, like, 5 of them have grammatical errors or something, like, yeah, I guess that's enough to just put it in the bin, but it's like, damn, man, that's harsh. I didn't have any grammatical errors, though, so I guess just the fact that I came at sort of the wrong time was enough to be like, nope. So, yeah, now I'm back to square one. I don't have a job, but I'm still glad I don't work at McDonald's, because that was a toxic work environment, and if you're in a job that's got a toxic work environment, try and get out as quickly as you can, because that is not fun. It's never good to work in a place where everyone's yelling at you to do shit and you're not doing shit fast enough, and just don't even fuck with it, because it's not worth doing. And if you really need money and you're in one of those places, just apply for different places, and then once you get a place, just leave. Just don't show up anymore. That's my favorite way to quit a job, honestly. Just stop showing up. It's like a shitty way, but if they treat you like shit, you know, if a place can fire you without, you know, notice, you know, like the 2-week notice thing, where it's like, oh, you need to give 2-week notice of if you're gonna quit. They should give you a 2-week notice of if you're gonna get fired, right? Like, so I didn't get a 2-week notice when I got fired from Subway. They just, like, texted me. It was so unofficial. They just texted me and was like, you know, reviewing your performance, yada 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 yada. This was ages ago, I'm so over it, but I really thought I was doing pretty good at Subway, but yeah. Never working in a food place ever again, that's for sure. Yeah. Shit. It's shit. Sometimes I feel like I'd rather just kind of stay in my room all the time and just do this, but that ain't really how it works, sadly. I got quite a few horror games to play, though. And, you know, the reason that I don't, where am I? We're, like, nearly halfway. The reason that I don't, like, put, like, because, like, I don't edit my videos, and I might eventually, but I don't see this channel as, like a proper, like, it's more of a hobby to me. It's more just, like, it's more of just, like, I just do it for fun, which I much prefer. It's so much less stressful, so, you know, I just upload whatever I want, and, oh, wait, can I show you something here? Yes, I can. Okay, I want to show you something I feel like I've already showed this. I want to show you something really weird. Oh, also, I watched a theory on igloos, and I want to explain that as well. So, I'll do that first, right? Who do you think built the igloo? Sorry, who do you think built the igloo? Well, I'm going to tell you who built it. Because I saw this theory. I don't know what the channel was or whatever, but I'm sure you could find it. I'm gonna tell you this theory, which I think this is actually correct. Let me show you all the clues that point to one person who could have built this igloo. right? You walk in, you got a bed. You know, first clue is just where it is. It's just kind of, you know, random. It's like in a snow place, but it's pretty random. It's just wherever. The other clue is that it's not very difficult to build. You could probably build one of these pretty easily. It's built from all sorts of stuff you can just find around the place. We got a crafting table. We got a redstone torch to stop this from melting and the snow from melting. Got a furnace for smelting things. We got carpets, and then we have a secret entrance right here. And if we come down here, if we come down the secret entrance, it's quite deep and it goes all the way down. But it's all made from stone and stuff you can get. Right, now we're down here. Now, we've got a villager and a zombie villager. And in this chest, we have a golden apple. And over here, we have a splash potion of weakness. One thing to note is that the splash potion of weakness is the one potion that you can't get. Oh, the one potion you can get without having going into the nether. Except, of course, for blaze powder. But then again, the brewing stand itself is... You can build one of these with a blaze rod. That's a blaze rod. So, you can obviously get blaze powder from the blaze rod. You can get one of these from a village. Right? So, you get your thing and that will convert that back into a villager. But why would you do this? Well, I'll explain that in a sec. We've also got a cobweb here. So it's kind of, you know, it's a bit of an older sort of place. We got a cauldron for doing this sort of stuff. And you know how you make a weakness potion? With a fermented spider eye. That's important as well. Now, when you convert one of these, you know what happens when you convert a zombie villager to a villager? You get cheaper trades. You'll see what I'm getting at in a second. You get cheaper trades. Do you know the one person in this game that goes around in random places, trades with people, and would have a reason to want cheaper trades? One person that you can actually buy fermented spider eyes from. Or you can sell fermented spider eyes to, sorry, because that's a new feature. One person that just so happens to sell cactus. You know who that is? The one person who wants trades and cheaper stuff. The Wandering Trader! Yeah! That's the theory. The theory is that the Wandering Trader built this place. So it could get cheap stuff. So it could make potions. So it can drink the potions at night. Right? Because that's also what they do. So yeah, that's the theory, is that this is the Wandering Trader's little random trading hub that it makes. Which I actually subscribe to that theory. I think that's true. The only thing that makes it a little bit weird is that these are plains villagers and we're in a snowy area, but I guess, you know, that's just kind of it wanders around anyway. Now, there's one more thing in here that I find really weird and I don't have an explanation for, and I don't think anyone really has talked about this, except for maybe Caman18, because he's talked about a lot of stuff. One other thing that I haven't mentioned in this room is the fact that we have two carpets here. Underneath this carpet is just stone bricks that we see all around here. Underneath this cobweb, underneath this carpet, is a polished andesite block. A block that can't be found anywhere else in this structure. But for some reason it's right here. There's nothing, if you dig down here, like, you can, like, you know, because it's a secret entrance to get in here, so your first thought might be, oh, maybe it's a secret entrance to something else, but it's not. There's nothing else here. there's just a random polished andesite block underneath the carpet, underneath the cobweb, and I have no idea why. I've got no clue. Seriously, I have no idea why that is. I'd like to know, I'd like to hear a theory on why that would be a thing, but I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know, that's the theory on the, hey, we got a zombie doctor. That's the theory on that, but let me go to sleep. That's the theory on that, but which way are we going? North, right? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's the igloo theory. But I've also got a weird issue with OBS. I don't really want to show you in case it crashes the thing, but when I start OBS Studios, sometimes it just doesn't open, or like it opens and then it crashes immediately. And sometimes it opens and it has like a, which it's got right now. It opens and then it's got a window, like a crash notification, like OBS has stopped working. But OBS is still open and it still works and it still records and it still saves the video. So it's like, as long as I don't interact with the crash window, I can still record perfectly fine. It's just like one weird thing. So I don't know. I hope that that's not an issue in the future, because I really don't want to have to set up OBS again. Let me just, there we go, change how I'm sitting. Like, ow, why did I do that? 5,000 more blocks. And I will record a couple videos today. Yeah, I don't know. Not much else. Not much else has been happening. Can I stop getting notifications? I don't know why, but so I have like a phone, a computer, and an iPad. That's my setup. Yeah, you can call me an iPad kid all you want. I've heard it every single time. It's not funny anymore. And I don't even smirk when people say that, because it's fucking just cringe. It's such an overused joke. It's like, oh, you have an iPad? iPad kid. Like, bro. It's the most unfunny shit. You know what iPads are good for? You know what iPads are good for? They're good for being able to see things bigger. If you're watching a video on your phone, that's more cringe than using an iPad, because you gotta, like, squint to look at the fucking screen. At least iPads have, you know, a big screen. So, yeah. Can I, like, and I just keep getting notifications. I don't understand. I keep getting notifications for the same Snapchat that's been sent, like, 10 minutes ago. I don't understand. Really pisses me off. I hate Snapchat so much. I want to delete it so bad. Well, why don't you? Because, I don't know, I guess I can't, because I've got a bunch of people on there that, like, have, like, a snap thing with me, and there's... I mean, I don't care about that. I'd drop that any day of the week. I don't give a fuck, but also, like, my girlfriend's got one, she doesn't want to lose this 700 and something or other day streak or whatever, but fuck it, as soon as it gets to 1,000, I'm stopping that shit. As soon as it gets to 3 years, I am done with the snap streak, man. I don't like Snapchat one bit. You know what Snapchat started to do? The most scummy fucking thing. They started to put ads in, like, the form of someone messaging you. Like, if you've had Snapchat recently, you've noticed that you've been getting, like, oh, there's a new snap, and you open it and it's like Clash Royale or some shit has sent you something. Like, bro, I'm so done with this app. Once I get to, like, the 1,000 snap streak, I'm done, man. I'm deleting that shit. There's only, like, maybe a couple people on there that I like only have contact with over Snapchat, and I probably don't care that much about them, so it's the most dog shit app. Still going north. Ruff. So after this, I'll probably do some grocery store sim, and then I'll record the next Baldies. Try and beat that game, hopefully. That game was fun, man. I enjoyed that. Another game that I'm also gonna play, really soon, is I want to play Granny, because it's been years since I played Granny, and man, it's like I would love to play some Granny. It's been a long time. I know there's like multiple games now, and then there's like the Slendrina games as well, and like the Slenderman games. It's like all one like weird like universe. It's kind of strange, but I just I just like Granny, to be honest. I like the song as well. Granny's house. I don't wanna stay. I just wanna Granny's house. It's a banger, man. That's the best YouTube song ever. Oh man. Granny's house. They be keeping me out. Look at that cave. Yeah, I do really like horror. I've been getting into horror stuff recently. Also, kind of getting into like horror movies recently. But I'm not really much of a movie person. Like, weird to say, even though I just said I'm getting into horror movies. But like, I'll only really watch a horror movie if I'm watching it with people. Otherwise, it's just kind of like, I don't really see the point. I just sit down to like, cause like they don't like scare me, right? Like, I mean, there's a difference between being scared in a horror movie and like getting scared, and like being truly horrified. There's like levels to it. There's like the scared where like, you know, the ghost jumps out and goes boo, and then you go, ooh, that was spooky. Which like, yeah, I get that quite a bit, because I mean, I'm just susceptible to jump scares, which is why I get so unnerved when I play horror games. Especially ones that have a lot of jump scares. They just get me every time. Like, there's nothing I can do about it. And then there's sort of like when you're actually scared, which is like sort of I would say that's more of like, that happens when it's like a suspenseful scene or something, or it's a suspenseful part of the game where like you feel like a jump scare is gonna happen. That's like being scared. But you can get scared like that in not good horror movies and not good horror games, just because you're oh, that's an interesting looking village. Just because you're, you know, you feel like there's gonna be a jump scare, and that just makes you scared. And then there's like truly horrified, which is when a movie like actually scares you, like actually frightens you, to where you're thinking about it the next day. And that can happen with games as well, but I feel like it's more common in movies, because they can show you things without you really being able to just like make your own decisions. Only really 2 movies have made me like feel like actually horrified watching them. And I watched those recently, and then has there been any game? Oh, there's been one game, but that was years ago, and it almost doesn't count because it was my first time. No, but I didn't even play it. I mean, I played it eventually. I played it eventually on the channel, but I'll talk about that after. And I was much younger when I first experienced that game, and it was through me watching someone else play it, like on YouTube. Knowing a little bit about the game before watching it. But I'll get to that after. But the horror movies that actually scared the shit out of me when I watched them, and this wasn't even me being young, this was just like a couple weeks ago. I watched the Blair Witch Project for the first time, that shit horrified me. That was genuinely terrifying because the acting. Well, like, the thing about the Blair Witch Project is the acting is real, as in, like, they're not actually in danger, but it was filmed in a way of, like, the actors not knowing what was going to happen. So, when they, you know, when the girl's, like, talking into the camera in the famous, like, shot, you know, this is a really nice looking area. Look at that, I'd build a mansion up here. Like, and then she goes, oh, what was that? And looks up to something, and you hear, like, a bit of a noise. That's not her acting. That's, like, there was actually something. Like, I don't know, they dressed up as the boogeyman or something and walked behind a tree or something like that, you know? So that's what makes it so, I think real acting makes, like, the difference between a shit, like, not scary horror movie to, like, something that's actually horrifying. And the reason that Blair Witch was so, like, good with that is because it was so realistic, because it kind of was real. So yeah, that movie scared the shit out of me. I mean, not to like where you can't sleep, but it was, you know, it's, you know, I don't care if people say, like, oh, that movie's not scary. Like, bro, shut the fuck up. I can find things scary that other people don't, and I can enjoy it, so, I find it more cringe when people say, no movie scares me, or no horror game scares me. Anyway, another movie that I watched recently, this one's on YouTube, you can just watch this. It's called Lake Mungo. It's like an Australian, it's set up like a documentary about a girl drowning in a lake. But it's very, like, it's a bit of a long, sort of, like, it takes a while to get spooky, but it does. And if you watched it without knowing it was fake, you could probably think it was sort of real. Like, it's set up like an actual documentary of something that actually happened, but it didn't. But, I think it's called a pseudo-documentary. Why? Oh, okay. Oh, hello. I'm just gonna... Bed is too far away. There we go. But yeah, Lake Mungo scared me, especially that one scene with the, where she finds her own... Actually, I don't really want to spoil it, to be honest. I ain't gonna spoil it, go watch it, it's a good movie. Same with Blair Witch. Now, the one game that actually scared me, genuinely, when I first... I didn't play it, I watched the Game Grumps play it. It was Doki Doki Literature Club, and I did eventually play it. The reason that game scared me is because I didn't know, like, exactly what would happen. Also, I was 12, so, like, maybe, like, 13 or something, when I first watched it. It was quite a few years ago. So it was kind of, I hadn't really experienced psychological horror, like, sort of plot twist horror, to that degree, so it was kind of, you know... It was something I hadn't experienced before, and it was very freaky. It didn't, like, scare the shit out of me, but it was, like, you know... It's the kind of thing where, like, it's, you know, like, when it's the first thing you think about the next day when you wake up. It's that sort of thing. But, yeah, that game scared me when I first, It wouldn't probably now, because I've seen, you know... Like, if I didn't know about it, and I watched that or played the game now, it probably wouldn't, because it's sort of... You can kind of expect it. But... I think it's also just because, like, the characters in that game are so, like, they've got a lot more, well, character than other, like, dating sim visual novels that just are very sort of, sun is in the heart, and the reef of stars in the sky, you know? So it's kind of like, you know, it feels more real, but yeah, recently, I mean, what games have I actually, like, played firsthand that have been scary? I mean, any sort of any VR horror game, if you've ever played a VR horror game, just takes it to another level. It's just terrifying. Like, every horror game in VR, it's annoying that, like, I love VR. As much as I love VR, I also hate it, because I've got an Oculus Quest, but one of the controllers has stick drift, and, like, I could spend, I don't know, $60 and order another one, but it's just, like another, controller that is... But it's like, do I do that, or do I just wait for, like, a really good high-end headset to come out that's like actually good, instead of the shitty MetaQuest stuff. Because it's like, they're just not that good. Like, they're just kind of clunky, and like, I don't know, it's kind of annoying. And I'd prefer to have something I can connect to my computer, because that way I'm not spending, you know, $400 on a headset, and then also $50 on a game, and, you know, $20 on a game here, and $12 on a game there, and $50 on a game here. Like, it's not like that. It's like I'm actually, like, I can just pirate them. I can just download them for free, right? Which, like, a lot of people are sort of against pirating, but I really think of it more of like, if you know, if you're like against pirating games and movies and stuff like that, if you didn't have a whole lot of money, you needed to buy like food for yourself, and you needed to, like, you know, you also had like a social life that you need to, you know, go out and sort of do other stuff as well, and you don't have a job and you're only getting money through like government payments and stuff for like disability, you know, or just like a general thing where like you work for your money, why would you spend that hard-earned money on something that you could, a couple clicks away, get for free? If there was a website where you could order all of your groceries for free, like that's impossible, but if there was, like, that would be the biggest website in the whole world. Everyone would use it, and the world would collapse because no one would be buying groceries, because they would be getting them for the free website, right? Which that's what pirating is, basically. It's just get something that would cost you, you know, 2 hours of labor for free. And all you gotta do is kind of, I mean, yeah, kind of risk getting, like, possible viruses, but that doesn't really happen as much as you think anyway, and you gotta just stick to the good websites and then you're fine. Like, that's the thing, you know, whether it's like, oh, but you're not supporting the creators. If you want to support the creators, right, here's what I'd do. I really enjoy Grocery Store Simulator. If I keep on playing it, and I really enjoy it, and I've probably got 20 hours already, if I keep on playing it and they release another update that adds a bunch of stuff, I'll just buy the game on Steam, because that way I can get the updates. Because pirating a game, I don't think you can get updates. You can only get the one version. Like, if you pirated Minecraft, you could probably only get the one version. That's like the one thing that kind of can get you to get the game, which I think that's fair. You know, if you're going to pirate a game, you're going to get the one thing. You're going to download that file, and that's going to have that stuff. You know? So, you know, if there's a big Grocery Store Simulator update, I might just buy the game, because, you know, I enjoy it so much. But as for now, there's no point in me dropping $25, you know? Because it's like, that's money that I earned, so why use that on something that I could get for free? You know, it's like, I remember back in, well, I don't personally remember because I wasn't alive, but I remember back in like the 90s, there was like that one thing of like, you wouldn't download a car, which was like, you know, anti-piracy, sort of like, oh, piracy is stealing, you know, it's theft. You wouldn't download a car, would you? Yeah, the hell I would. If I could download a car and I'd get it for free and there'd be no problems, I'd download a car. You know? Of course I'd download a car, then you have to pay $25,000 for a car. You know? Like, bruh, that's like the dumbest, argument ever. You wouldn't download a car? Yeah, I would. Watch me, I'll do it. I'll absolutely download a car, because that way I don't have to spend a bunch of money on a car. Car companies make enough money. You know, if you're gonna download it, if you want to play Elden Ring, instead of, you know, paying $80 for the game, just pirate it, download it, and get it for free. Elden Ring's got enough money, you know. Blizzard or Bethesda or whatever it's called's got enough money. And like, if it's an indie game, right? Here's my thoughts on like the indie games where it's like a small developer and they actually kind of need that money. Download the game off of a pirating website, right? Play it to where you know you're gonna like it, and then buy it. Because I have experienced this way too many times where you download a game that looks really good, you play it, and it's absolute dog shit. I've just experienced that way too many times to where I don't trust it anymore. A game could look really good, I could start playing it, and it could be dog shit. And if that happens, then I gotta get a refund, and that's just annoying. So it's like, it's just a waste of time Or I may as well just try it out. You know. So, that's my argument for why pirating games is really not that bad. We only got a couple hundred more blocks, and then we'll call it a day for now, and we'll have one last episode of this. Hopefully this video doesn't take all day to upload, because I do want to play some Baldies and some other horror games today. We're nearly there. Only 100 more blocks in this direction. It's been quite the journey, hasn't it? Let me know what you'd like me to... Well, I ask that every time and no one actually does that, so... I was gonna say, let me know what you want me to do next, but... Okay, we're like here. Is it minus... I think it's positive 0 that we're doing it on. Yeah, no, it's minus 0. So here, there, here, there, everywhere. This is 90,000. Last stretch. 90,000. Wait. Last stretch, 90,000. Well then, only 10,000 more blocks until we're done. We can build a little house at the end, and we'll call it a quit. We'll call it a day for this series. Hopefully the sound was all good in this episode. I will see you very soon in Baldi's Basics in Education and Learning. Or another game, but we'll probably Baldi's. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.